Hello everyone, this is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly reading for July 13th through the 19th, 2015. This week, as you can see, I'm using the Guardian Angel Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. It's a fairly new deck to me. I think this is the second time I've used it in the weekly readings, but I love it because it's a gentle tarot deck, and I love the messages and the gentle messages. So when I started to shuffle this deck this week, it was very interesting. I felt like the cards drew themselves, that I had to do very little work. And a fourth card came along, and I just go as I'm guided. And when I got done shuffling and taking the three out of the deck, or should I say the three that almost flew out of the deck, the fourth one was sticking out of the deck, and I just followed my intuition with, should I use that card? And it was a big yes. So we get a bonus card this week. So I haven't looked at any of the cards yet. Let's see what the week has in store for us. Your Monday, Tuesday card is the Guardian of Action, and it says, it's time for you to step up and be the leader. Your natural leadership skills are being called into action. This is your moment in the sun, so move into the light and shine for all to see. This card is also about a person who has charisma, is inspiring, enjoys a challenge, and loves loves the spotlight. Okay, so immediately what I get is another party that is going to help you. Not only do you need to step into your own as a leader, but I feel like there's somebody that's going to come along unexpectedly to your path to help you in a good way. And so to allow yourself to receive. This person, as they were stating as I read the card, does have natural leadership skills. So do you. But just make sure that if you don't find that business partner or somebody to help you, then it's your job to step forward and lead the way for others. And so know that it's okay for you to step into your truth and let the chips fall where they may. I have to say too, that as I was getting this card, I feel like if you are a gay male, that there is a potential romance and a new partner for you. Okay? And then let's see what we have for the middle of the week. The Spiritual Teacher. And the card says, there are great rewards in spending time alone. Use those moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now. Okay, so the first thing that I was getting as I was reading this is, last Christmas I remember my family celebrates Christmas on Christmas Eve. And then my other side of the family does it not on Christmas or Christmas Eve. And what that meant was that I got Christmas Day to myself. And if anybody said anything, kind of in a compassionate way, wondering if I were going to be lonely, my answer just was that I wanted the downtime and I was happy for it. It's a day off of work because it's a holiday. And it was my time to be alone and reflect. And I actually ran into somebody else that I worked with that said, wow, I've never had anybody else say that, and I like to do the same thing. Now, those of us that are spiritual teachers, I know for a fact, because I'm one of them, that we feel alone sometimes. And the funny thing to me is that I have been married and divorced and in and out of relationships, and I still find myself alone. By this point in my life, I thought I would have a family and, kids and the whole 9 yards, and I still find myself alone. But for the most part, I choose to be alone, and I like it. I know that I have friends. I know that I am loved, but I love my moments of downtime. And I would be somebody that I would consider myself an extrovert, but that doesn't mean that I don't like downtime. And sometimes the downtime for me is just time to rejuvenate because, like you, I'm sensitive and so are you. And it's heavy to be out among the crowd all the time. So we have to rest and rejuvenate, but know, and this is funny because it goes to me to the first card this week, which is the Guardian of Action. You need to know when to step outside of that solace and to take a step forward, perhaps to share your insights with others, because we did not come to this earth to get the wealth of knowledge that we have because we've been studying or students, and we say, for instance, have been to class after class where we're doing readings, whether it's psychic readings, intuitive readings, medium readings. And it's time sometimes to take a step forward and to get out there. Know that it's okay to rejuvenate, and know that if you're feeling guided to teach a class, people are certain to show up. You just have to put out there what you want and find a location. I've said this before and I will say it again. Your own spiritually based business, whether it is doing readings or whether it's something else or you're just self-employed, it's not all black and white. It's not structured like a job in corporate America would be, or something else like that. But they know that they're saying that you wanted it. I kept hearing that, like, you wanted it. You want that self-employment. And for me, when I tried to be self-employed a few years ago, it didn't really work out the way that I planned. Now, I learned now what good came of that and what I would not do, because I'm partially self-employed at the moment, but I do have a day job. But part of the problem that I had with self-employment, and I'm sure a lot of the issue that those of you that want to be self-employed or are self-employed, whether it's spiritually based or otherwise, that you might have, is that you're your own boss and you have to get up and you have to do the work. I was talking to one other gal at a psychic expo that I did, and she is now completely self-employed. And what she said to me, which I thought was interesting, was that she does a lot of work in the winter, so that a lot of people here where I live go away in the summer to summer homes or on vacation. And she does it in the winter because so many more people want readings in the winter. Maybe because here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's a dark time and it's cold and sometimes you can get depressed. But even if it's going back to the self-employed thing here, it was great for me to hear what somebody else did in their own spiritually based practice, so that when I do start to do that, maybe that's something that I will take into consideration. Okay, let's see what we have for the weekend here. It's the Helper of Thought, and it says, your life is about to start moving very fast. Events that seem to be on hold suddenly require all your attention. There's no time to sit and ponder. You've got to get moving. Review the details as best as you can. You will meet or are someone with a very quick mind who instantly grasps what to do. This person is both confident and courageous. So I really like what the card says, and what they're saying is all of a sudden things start to move. I feel like we've been in a holding pattern for a while. And now all of a sudden it might happen and our dreams might come true faster than we could believe, but to know that we'll have all the information that we need. And if we are forced to make a good decision, that there's no wrong decision. And if that's what it requires to move forward, just remember that it's in the direction of your dreams. Now, it may be somebody, if that doesn't describe you or doesn't feel like you, maybe again you'll have a helper, because this is a helper card. So again, we mentioned that earlier in the week too, is that sometimes we have solace and sometimes we have help. But it looks like we're about to come out of that holding pattern and to have our dreams come true. So let's see what our bonus card here is that I would consider the overlying theme of the reading. And it is Go Within. And it says, you're a very intuitive person and there are many wonderful insights that lie waiting inside of you. Take time to be quiet and reflect upon the desires of your heart through meditation or prayer. There is no need to take action right now. Be patient with yourself. Okay, so what I was getting as I was reading this card was something that I felt guided to do, which was to buy a meditation to do some healing. I bought a meditation that was from Lee Harris, and he does a lot of downloads, and I really haven't bought too much of his, but he channels, and he has a meditation for everything. I've also bought some of Doreen Virtue's to heal addictions, to heal other things, and this particular thing that I bought to heal, and they want me to tell you exactly what it is, although I don't know if I'm saying it exactly right, but it's a meditation to heal for those who have been sexually violated in some way, or to heal sexual harm in your life. 1 in 4 people are victims of sexual violence. And for whatever reason, I was feeling guided to purchase it and feeling guided to do that meditation to heal some things that are in my past that may have hurt me, whether or not they seemed consensual at the time. Maybe it's some self-destructive things that I'd done to myself. They want you to know that that may not be the case, but if you are one of those people that feels that you've got some sexual energy that you need to heal because of something that was either done to you or you did to yourself, it's time to go within and to heal. If you have some other bodily issue that's bubbled up, I've said this the last couple of weeks and I'm still reading it. I'm almost to the end, but I'm reading Dr. Wayne Dyer's Wishes Fulfilled. And very interestingly in the book, he talks about how at the time of the book, which I believe was 10 or so years ago, he had a diagnosis of leukemia and had to go within and imagine his body as being healthy. It's very interesting because in the book he says we have to remember to live in the present and in the state of, even though you know that you might be sick, live as if you feel healed and imagine that feeling. And I found it very interesting because in the book he said something like, if all you're doing is daydreaming, it's wasted time. It's not the same. You have to actually imagine yourself feeling what you want. So no matter what it is that you want, whether it is a literal healing, a spiritual healing, a new job, a new love, go within and imagine your dream or your wish as being fulfilled. I want to wish each and every one of you a wonderful, magnificent week. And I am just feeling led to that all of a sudden our dreams are coming true. So if you find that's the case for you, I would love for you to leave a comment on this video and let me know how your dreams come true. I love each and every one of you. I hope you have a great week, and I'll speak to you again next week. This is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium. Take care.